Good morning. It's day 172. I stayed at the Cloudland shelter last night. It's an abandoned AT shelter when the AT used to come through this spot, and since then they built a new shelter on the rerouted AT. This is all, far out facts according to the notes in far out. But the access trail back to this abandoned shelter, which is technically on private land, but is you can still use it. The access trail is more like a semi-active or also abandoned logging operation or land clearing operation. The trail looks more like bulldozer tracks, and there's a large section of like felled trees and ground up stumps and mulch and stuff like that you have to climb over to get to. Right now I'm on this relatively clean, where'd it go? Relatively clean track right here. That's just kind of a road that's been covered over with leaves. But right up here I'll take a turn onto the part that's just covered in felled trees. But it was not easy to navigate, and kind of unexpected that this is even marked as a usable shelter, just because it's almost dangerous climbing over these logs. And the logs don't appear to be, like something they're going to remove anytime soon. It looks like they started the operation and then just left it in big piles that you have to climb over. But anyway, that was my impression of this. The shelter itself was okay. I mean, the shelter itself was nice. The land around it is very unmaintained and kind of working its way back to nature, so there's not a lot of good tent sites or hammock sites left. And the tree spacing is weird for hammocks. But I found a spot, an uneven spot, but it worked for sleeping. You can kind of see some of the debris I was talking about earlier. But I'm about to enter the difficult stage of the trail back to the trail. So if it weren't for far out being so accurate, I would be totally lost right now. I was on a trail like I showed earlier, and I saw a blue blaze on a tree that was felled, so I figured I was still on the right trail. And then when I checked far out, I was way off trail. So now I'm picking my choice of several of these like unkempt roads, logging trails, or whatever they are, that generally point me back in the direction of where I'm supposed to be. But it's just a maze of these things to choose from. Gosh. All right, here we go. Well, I've arrived at a rock wall, but it's not the one that's along the edge of the AT from yesterday. But look at this. The woods on the other side are intact. But here it's like this, just random, cut down in piles of brush. But that's where I just hiked up. And I'm getting closer to the, kind of getting closer to the intersection of the blue blaze and the AT on the map. But I'm not on either yet. That goes back to nature right there. It's no longer bushwhacked down, so I'm gonna get over this wall and go that way, and I should hit the AT just over that ridge. If I can find a spot to climb over this wall. Look at that. Well, I found it. I'm back on the AT. Well, you can't tell, but there's a trail behind me and ahead of me, and there's a blaze on the tree. Here we are again. It was quite the adventure. All right, finally made it to the first shelter where I was going to pop in for a quick, I don't know, second breakfast, if you will. I've been appreciating the relative lack of mud since we took that right turn in Killington and got off the long trail. It's been kind of just normal soft dirt path, lots of pine, lots of just compacted leaves and soft dirt for the last 2 days compared to the mud, just the mud bogs, continuous mud of the north-south leg of the AT in Vermont, which is also the long trail. It's quite a beautiful spot. There you are. Hello. So it's this tiny little octagon with that's mostly screened window, but it's kind of stainless steel, but a great view and nicely built little octagon. Judging by the name of the top, it looks like it was relocated here from Cloudland, which is that place I stayed last night. I feel like those little guys have gotten bigger. I don't know if that's because of you know, we're further north, they're a different kind, but they don't have spots on them either, or if that's because they're older and more grown up, and if that has anything to do with the spots, or if I'm looking at two different kinds of orange newt. I don't know. So those bands down there at the road crossing are the TaraTreks.com support crew, who I follow on YouTube. She's trying to Sobo FKT, and so I didn't realize there's a group of trail runners that passed me like 5 or 10 minutes ago in the opposite direction that I just thought were a group of trail runners, and turns out that's who that was. The Tara and her trail crew, support crew, and somebody, maybe Tara, in the group complimented or made the remark that they had the same, all right, squirrels trying to kill me, that they had the same gaiters. She wasn't wearing the same gaiters, but so somebody in the group said that. I'm not even sure who. But, so that was cool. I had no idea. I would have been less shy about filming the trail running crew going by if I'd have known, but I usually try to respect the privacy of non-celebrities. Trail here, but here, this little road, forest road, is another tapped tree. And it's always the older ones, but this line goes down to a succession of trees down the hill there. They're all tied together. Oh, and they're coming down from the sides too. I bet they have it set up to where it all drains down to a point. See, they all drain into that black tube, and that black tube heads down the mountain. That's crazy. Oh, nice. It smells very strongly of apples here. There's a tree full. There's a tree full, and there's a lot on the ground. I'm taking a break on this little meadow with a view, sort of a view over the treetops there, but, well, if we can call it meadow, the grass is as high as my shoulder. I don't know if it even qualifies as grass anymore. But the best part of this is these apples. How do you like them apples? But this apple tree is just, the ground's covered with apples. The tree is quite covered with apples as well. And I just tried some and they're delicious. So I'm gonna sit here and eat some apples and maybe make an apple peanut butter tortilla or something like that. We've got 3.5 miles to go to the Happy Hill Shelter, which is where I'm headed. And it is all uphill. I'm not looking forward to this. The whole rest of my day is a climb, pretty much. But it's a short day, and you know, I'll be there by 5 instead of my usual 7:30. Just taking a short break between breaks. My foot hurts after a mile-plus road walk through West Hartford, Vermont. So I've got like 2 miles to go still, about an hour. And my battery's getting low. I just don't have the wherewithal, time, or whatever to stop and plug it in to charge. So if this goes blank, if I don't have any more footage on the day, or at least at the end of the day, then that's why. I'll try to charge it up some when I get to camp. There's still a few hours of daylight left after I get there, so there might be some more evening footage, but just thought I'd let you know.